you know something, if you spend 1 rupee, you will have to possibly do 100 rupee turnout to make that 1 rupee. So the entrepreneur is like a big banyan tree. He has to protect all the people under them. Dream big, but be in reality. Yeah, they're the best zero debt running companies. Get involved in every single money that you spend. I was the first person one of the first person who implemented ERP in Hewlett Packard in the country, and that opened my eyes. See, I would tell the entrepreneurs, don't prolong your decision. Decide then and there.
Hello viewers, welcome back to the latest episode on GIBS IRE Talks podcast powered by GIBS Business School, a place where innovation meets inspiration. This is Professor Guru Prasad, host for today. Well, IRE, innovation, research and entrepreneurship, I would say is something very key, and that is a result of which the country has seen enough transformation over the past few decades. And we at GIBS have very strong belief on this. And no doubt that we have started a flagship program called IRE, and podcast is one such initiative of IRE, which has produced, which had a great opportunity to host numerous entrepreneurs. And today we have somebody who absolutely needs no introduction to my viewers. I'm all happy and privileged to welcome Dr. Roy CJ, the founder and chairman of Confident Group. I would say he has transformed himself to be a brand, and it's indeed an honor. So, welcome to the show. Such a pleasure and honor.
Thank you, Professor Guru Prasad Rao. It's nice meeting you, and I've seen your GIBS program. Okay, so it's pretty good. So, hi and welcome to all the students and all the viewers that you have around.
Great. Before I get into the subject, I would definitely love to know something of your past, maybe your school days, your college days. Can you recollect that?
Yes, very much. Actually, I studied in the St. Joseph Indian High School in Bangalore, and we are sitting in ITC right next to my school. So I stay here because I still take a lot of inspiration, because the days when I used to walk to the school and go by bus and all the difficulties in those days. My home was somewhere a little far away, 6-7 kilometers. So you have to have the bus journey. Today you have the cars and the drivers. So you always look back and say that that's where I started and that's where everything happened. So, whenever I'm in Bangalore, I make it a point to spend more time in this hotel so that I can see my school.
Yeah. Was your entrepreneurial journey a choice or an accident?
Actually, my entrepreneurial journey was by choice. Okay, I need to say that my mother used to build small houses and sell. So I was like her accountant when I was in school and college.
Okay.
So I used to go with her because she was not highly educated, but she is highly talented and highly motivated. So she had a gift of understanding any business. So I used to be the person who used to control the stores and the accounts and make a note of how much of cement, steel and cement. And though I'm a mechanical engineer, so my natural choice was towards real estate, because I felt that's where you create landmarks. If you look at a computer program, we all remember today, but after a couple of years, we don't know. Now it's like Nokia. Nokia used to make the best of the mobiles and most famous mobiles,
right,
most expensive mobiles, and people used to feel prestigious to carry them. But today, after a couple of years, you don't even think, the new generation will not even know that they are pretty large in mobiles and things like that, right? But architecture stays for generations.
Absolutely.
Not 1, 2, 3, 4. As I was talking to a chairman, I was saying that London is London because of the architecture. Dubai is Dubai because of the architecture.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to do something which is memorable and stay. So that's why I got into real estate. And HP had a policy. I used to work for Hewlett Packard till 97. 94, I walk up to my boss, and HP, I do not know about the today's situation, but those days they used to allow entrepreneurship when you used to work in the company.
Okay.
And the only policy is that you cannot do their core business.
Right.
So I cannot
conflict of interest.
Pardon?
There is no conflict of
interest. Absolutely, that's a conflict of interest, because we used to be in test and measurements and printers. So I went and asked my boss for a permission to do real estate. He said, why not go ahead and do it? So then I had a small piece of land in HSR layout. So I do a planning, designing. Okay, you know that as a young boy, I used to be get fascinated with this construction and things like that. So we make a apartment of 24 buildings, so 24 flats. Small project. I think the whole project was some 10,000 square feet. By today, it's really small in scale. And we put an advertisement in a newspaper, and I get the first customer. So this customer walks in, and this customer had just moved in from Kerala to Bangalore,
Okay.
and he used to work for the astrophysics. I'm not in touch with him now. Okay, so he walks in, and he says that Roy, I want to buy one apartment. We used to have a home office, a small home office, and my wife was supporting me, and 2, 3 of my colleagues at HP were taken permission. They were also with me. So this man likes this apartment, and then he says that I want to purchase this, and he says next day I'll come and pay the advance. So we had such a celebration
I
saying
know.
that
I can understand
you
that.
understand.
Absolutely.
You launched a business and you found a customer,
Wow.
and the customer is going to come tomorrow and sign up for the property purchase.
Right.
So next day he lands up, and he had a bag on his side, and he takes the bag and keeps. So me and my wife design a booking form, how a typical booking form. And in those days you don't have Google to
Yeah.
or AI, so you have to frame a form.
To do it actually by yourself.
Yeah, printed it.
Right.
And this gentleman comes, so I write his name, this thing, this thing. Then I ask that, what about payment? Is it check, DD, or cash? Those days, cash was not an issue in 94. You
Right.
can even take cash. It is only some 25,000 or something as in advance. This guy says, no, not check, no DD, no cash. I said, then what is the fourth mode of payment? I don't know. So just I go back to kitchen. My wife was making tea for him, and I told her that looks like this is some fake customer. I mean, he's saying no check, no cash, no DD. I don't know whether he's really in sense or what. So we both walk back and ask him, what is it? So he removes, he opens back, takes a packet and round this thing. I thought, is this an explosive or something? What is he trying to do? He opens, and that opened my eyes. He had a lot of jewelry, gold jewelry. Then he says, Roy, this is my wife's gold jewelry. You pledge it with the Marwadi, the pawnbroker, and take it as the advance amount. Then I really understood how much of passion, how much of intention, how much of emotion goes into somebody buying a home.
Property. Absolutely.
Right? Here I'm doing a part-time job. I had an extremely good job in Hewlett Packard. In 94 itself, I had a car. I had a company used to give me the car allowance.
Okay.
And a 5-figure salary, and very costly job. And I'm doing a part-time trial or error business. If it doesn't happen, I can close it because I have a
You have a backup ready there.
backup.
Anyways. Yeah.
And I had a white collar job.
Absolutely.
That is when I decided that when I resign the job, when I have nothing to do, when I have no income, I'm depending on my business for my everyday life.
Right.
Then I will start the business. That day I will start. So next day, then I told him immediately, look, Hewlett Packard, a white collar job, how will I know a pawnbroker? Sorry, this Marwadi who lends money. I say that, look, let's do one thing. You go and search for somebody, and I'll search for somebody.
Right.
We'll meet after 2 days, and then we will keep the gold and take the money. That day night, me and my wife Lini decided that let's not do a business where we are not 100% committed, 100% into the business, 100% my career, my life is dependent on that. Till such time, we'll not do it.
Okay.
So we closed down the company, called up the gentleman and said that we are not going into the project, and he was a little upset, but he did not know that he opened my whole eye that how to do business.
Absolutely.
97, I resigned from Hewlett Packard when I was high performing, and then I did my MBA, and then I said that let me start the business.
But what was that eye opener there in that incident for you?
See, the thing is that this man is giving his life saving, his wife's gold,
Right.
and jewelry,
Right.
and he is dreaming. We sell dream.
No
We
doubt about it.
builders
Absolutely.
sell dream.
True.
We sell dream. We don't sell a product on the spot, right? I mean, if you're launching an off-plan building, something under construction, we are selling a dream. So if I am not 100% committed to handle a person's dream, then I should not take it. It's not like buying a pair of shirt or a trouser. You don't like it, you throw it and you buy a next one. Home is not like that. Home is a great investment.
Absolutely.
So that is where I thought that is why I know your next question could be that why am I zero debt? Because I'll answer before you ask it, sir.
My next question was that you actually said it right.
All right. So this thing, no, real estate is an extremely capital-oriented industry.
It is
intensive.
absolutely.
But I've proved to the world that you can do with a zero debt. Again, it comes from the same story. When I'm selling a dream, on a dream, how can I take a loan? Construction loan. How can I take other loan and pledge the dream? Tomorrow, if a recession happens, the dream goes and the project goes. So we keep our company very lean without any interest. I've seen 3-4 recessions and we have passed recessions because we were debt free. We did not have interest to repay. We did not have principal to repay. We had to do only construction. So we keep our organization very lean, so that we have made an organization for a recession actually, so that if there is a recession tomorrow, you are not hit by it.
So, I mean, a zero debt policy, I'm sure you run it as a policy which worked very well for you in the past, and this is what you're going to follow in the coming days as well.
Yes, so that's a good question actually. See, this, I used to handle the ERP in Hewlett Packard. So if you look at 94, the civil industry did not have an ERP.
Okay.
What is an ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning.
Yep.
So what is the resource in the real estate?
Right.
It's your land, it's your construction material, it is your finishing material, things like that. So we started a policy that where we will not, if you go to a construction site, you will find tons and tons of steels lying there. Steel. Right. Okay, somebody has planned, somebody has bought, but the construction has not moved at that pace. Somebody has not monitored why so much of steel is lying. See, if I take typically the example of steel, the steel gets rusted.
Yes.
So something you buy today is not good if you're using after 4 months. You can buy fresh from factory, it's not rusted, right?
True.
Then you know as an MBA professor that inventory carrying cost.
Correct.
Right?
It does.
Pilferage.
Absolutely.
Okay. And this thing, interest cost of the capital.
Yes.
Right?
Which is very high.
Right?
Yes.
And if you put all together, 15 to 20% goes into this, carrying this wrong inventory in the wrong place. And you would have also taken a bank funding to buy this.
True.
Because you got construction loan, so you have surplus money, so you are not planning your things. When I remove this construction loan, when I use only my internal accrual and my customer fund, I get extremely planned.
Okay.
So you will not find in my site steels lying unwantedly.
Okay.
Okay. You will not find construction material unwantedly. So we save 10 to 15% on this sort of controls. Okay, so that is the reason that we did zero debt, because you see, I'll give a simple housewife example. Okay, you have a lakh of rupee in your house, you will buy things for a month, right? And if a housewife has got only 10,000 rupees in the same place, she plans this extremely well, how much of rice to be bought on each day and how much of vegetable to be bought.
They're the best financial planners.
Yeah, they're the best zero debt running companies.
Absolutely.
or they're the best ERPs that you can find.
Absolutely.
You'll never find the housewife or the lady back home or the person who's managing the kitchen buying something extra. I mean, she knows when to buy, what to buy. When you percolate this into an organization, this becomes a culture, this becomes a profit, this becomes an what do you call working capital savings situation.
Yes.
So you will start thinking inward. I mean, you will start thinking in a reverse way. I mean, I have only so much of capital, so how do I operate? So if you make your organization lean and you don't have extra finances with you, your planning will become much more robust, much more stronger, and much more. It will give you better deliveries.
Right. Now, with the same industry, you have traveled numerous countries. You have your businesses abroad. How do you rate real estate industry when you compare to the global standards?
See, I mean, doing ease of business is definitely better in Dubai. Okay. For a simple reason that most lands are owned by Sheikh Mohammed,
Right.
the ruler of Dubai.
Yes.
So he has got a scheme where he develops the master development. His companies, different companies, master develop and gives you a piece of land to develop an apartment, for example. So you don't have partition suits, ancestral problems, legality and litigations, because the land comes with clean legality. So I need to say this on the first when I bought my first property a couple of years back, a decade back. I tell my advocate that make the sale deed very detailed. Huh? You put all the points. So he was just laughing. I said every point should be there. Their ancestral, their this family tree. Don't leave anybody. Don't do anything. Put indemnity clause, that clause, this clause. Have you seen a typical Indian sale deed? It'll run into 30 pages. 30 pages. So sometimes it'll run into 50 pages also. So he said, put everything. And he was an Indian advocate. He said, okay, doctor, I'll do it. I'll do it. Tomorrow you come to the sub-registrar office. Okay, to the registry they call. Okay, so in the land department. So I go there and then I ask the advocate, where is the draft of the sale deed? Because 30, 40 pages has to be there, no? So then he said, no, please sit, I'll give it. So they say transact the DD demand draft, transacted. And the land department registry gives one acknowledgement. So and so sold to so and so.
Right.
This is the value, this is the extent, this is the thing. That's it. No daughter, son, anybody. So he gives it to me. I said, okay, this is fine. This is receipt. Where is the sale deed? I said, this is, they said, this is the sale deed in Dubai. That's it.
That's all.
One page of transaction.
Wow.
So that is the ease of doing business. See, now we have, I don't know how much you know about, because you're a professor in real estate, you have this 30 pages. Then you will have a partition suit somebody put.
Right.
You will have a litigation. You will have the title problem. You will have so many issues, right? I mean, so those things are not there if you look at that ease of doing business, because it's a clear, straight transaction. So that is one thing. And the design part, you get world level of architects there, world level of materials. But definitely now Bangalore and South India has really caught up on that. And I can say that now you find a lot of finer buildings, lot of different buildings. Technology is coming in, technology is changing. So, so that gap is being bridged. But the property title wise, that still needs a lot of.
Now that you are a very prominent figure in this industry, is there a way or wherein you can approach the government and suggest some best practices to have an improvisation in the process of these?
Yeah, that is something that definitely I should attempt to do. Okay, I should, but it's a huge what is a circle? It's a huge wheel. So a lot of spokes have to communicate to come to that level of clarity. Okay, so it will take some time, and I'm sure that with digitalization and digital setup and a lot of things getting into the,
you can see some changes.
A lot of changes could happen, and a lot of changes are happening, and I'm sure that it will take a couple of years, but definitely it will reach to a better level.
Great. Dr. Roy, you head one of the largest conglomerate of India, I would say. What is the leadership style of Dr. Roy?
See, I don't know.
How do you manage the whole scale?
Okay, that's a good question.
Because I always find you very chilled and relaxed. I'm a fan of it, by the way.
Thank you. That's a good question. I'm not the largest. I'm one of the growing ones. But you know one thing. I don't carry my office problem home and home problem to office. And you have seen my table. Okay, it's always clean. The thing is that see, I would tell the entrepreneurs, don't prolong your decision. Decide then and there. Yes is an answer, no is also an answer. So if you prolong, your subordinates are enjoying free salary. So they say that I sent a document to the boss and
I'm awaiting the approval.
waiting for the approval, and he has nothing to lose.
Right.
And he has got a solid reason to say that the boss has not given me. He doesn't blame you. He says that, yeah, I'm waiting for it. So if you can remove this system, you can make it as, see, nowadays I use WhatsApp to approval. I say that you take a photo of the document and send it.
Wow.
So I don't like a physical paper coming to me.
Okay.
So the approvals are given on the WhatsApp. So I don't sleep till I clear all my documents.
Wow.
So the next day morning, my subordinates know that there is no clarity which is pending on the boss's table. So they cannot come back and say that, I say that yes is also an answer, no is also an answer.
Yes, it is.
But communicate yes or no.
Correct.
So that is one thing. And the second thing is that you set the roles and responsibilities of your team in such a way that they can take many decisions themselves. But be it a financial decision, I say that that should come to me.
Okay.
Because I have a zero debt company.
Yes.
So I need to plan my finances. I don't have a CFO. So this I develop as a CFO.
Okay.
So that planning I need to make. And as far as possible, the same way, don't delay your suppliers payment, don't delay your contractors payment. Because the moment you delay that, your team will have problem in convincing them why the payment has not come, why the payment will take time. So we have removed all the system of saying no, no, no. So yeah, it is not a difficult task. It's not a rocket science. If you can identify the places which are the bottlenecks and try to streamline that. Most of these bottlenecks are finance related. Okay, either so take something, do a detailed financial planning and stick to it, and take only 80% of that will be actual, because never you get 100 out of 100.
Yes.
So, and run the system, and you can run a peaceful system. And as you said, I'm chilled out. I have zero tensions, and touch out God's grace and God's blessing. My mobile has not been on a ringtone for last 24 years. It is not even on a vibrator mode.
Okay.
So the same, there is a way to, there is a, what to say, there is a telepathy that I know that there's a call or something. I don't know how to explain it, but I do not get any tension calls. So that's what I want to say. So there is a system which is developed, which is in such a way that remove all the uncertainties, and there are a lot of uncertainties that we can remove, and have an extremely stable financial planning. It can be a small tea shop, or it can be a conglomerate.
A big conglomerate, yeah.
You can definitely plan your this thing. And one more thing I wanted to tell your entrepreneur students is that, see, I've seen many times people don't give focus on working capital. Professor, you know this in working capital.
Yes.
They start a business. The capital investment of the business is 1 crore.
Right.
So they say that 1 crore of investment goes into capital business, capital investments. They don't keep working capital.
Correct.
They see that I have a product X. Okay, if there is a, for example, somebody is making, I'll give simple examples. I don't want to go to complicated. Somebody is making a ready-made costume dresses. He feels that I'll buy the material, I'll stitch, I'll sell. The profit will go, the money that comes in, I'll use it to pay salary, to buy the next set of items, and to pay rent and things like that. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. You need to have a working capital, because the sale could happen, but the collection could happen a month later or 2 months later. So what do you do in this 2 months? So if you don't have that working capital in your hand, you think the banks will give you, but banks will have their own sanctioning process. They'll ask that how much of sales have you done in the past? You just started, so you don't have a credit history.
Right.
So if you are going to start a 1 crore business, say 20 to 30% keep as working capital.
Absolutely.
Don't touch that. Use it only to run the organization. Many of the people I see that they start a restaurant, they say that I'm starting it for 1 crore. Then I ask that, what about the salary and the raw material? I said, I'll sell, buy, I'll get the money, I'll rotate.
That's a challenging one.
Any industry will take 1 to 3 years to break even.
Absolutely.
First you have to break even,
yes.
Then you have to go into profit and growth. So this break even reaching is the biggest task. So they have to focus on the working capital. Even today, I keep a certain amount separate as working capital. For the next month expenses, I will have a money this month. So this, you are asking, I'm chilled out because I'm peaceful, because I know what are the expenses, which is other than a small variable expense, 95% of the expense I know. That 95% of expense money is in my bank. Why do we sit in my bank? The planning is in such a way, because 100% is not put into capital. So whether you start a small shop, or you start a restaurant, or you start a multinational conglomerate, a company, so this is something that is very important.
Dr. Roy, you were doing quite great in the industry. You had a deep understanding of the industry. what made you to venture into movies? And you're also the sponsors of one of the biggest film awards and all that. What led you to focus there as well?
Okay. That's a good question, Professor. And Peter Kotler, you know that is a management,
Yep.
he is a marketing guru.
Yes.
He has made a statement. I don't know if it's advertising or marketing that I'm not getting it correct. He said that if you don't do advertising, stroke marketing, it's like blinking at a beautiful girl in a dark room. The girl doesn't see that you're blinking. It's a beautiful quote.
True.
If you don't do advertising or marketing, it's like blinking at a beautiful girl in a dark room.
I got your point.
So right. So coming back to your question, it's a beautiful question about this movies and this thing of sponsoring SIMAs.
Yeah.
We have sponsored the World Cup cricket team, West Indies and Sri Lanka in 2013, 14, 16. See, these are all our branding and marketing vehicles. So we use this to brand, market and advertise the brand. If the brand is strong, then the product marketing will be easier. So these are used indirectly to brand the group and the company. So we have 5% of our turnover kept for branding and marketing. In that, possibly 2% goes into specific project branding. So 3% goes into company branding or the logo branding or the group branding. So this movie is also part of it. So we have not lost any money in the movie. So when you have this captive audience sitting in the theater, they're watching Confident Group produce movie.
Right.
That gets registered into the
Absolutely.
We have done some of the biggest budget Malayalam movies also.
Yes.
Mohanlal's Casanova,
Yes.
or the Marakkar, or
Right.
the Identity of Tovino. So when you have this captive audience sitting in the theater, watching at your screen, so they register the name, the brand. If you're on a TV, you have got a chance of to fast forward or go to a next channel.
True.
In a theater, you don't have
that option.
right?
Yep.
So when you're sponsoring SIMA Film Awards, you have the captive audience watching the stars. In the process, they're watching my brand in the background. This is all a subtle way of branding the organization itself, be it the big boss or anything. We sponsor always big programs.
I know.
If we look at it in those programs, we never ever advertise any of our products. Never have I said that so and so apartment, so and so building. So what happens here as an entrepreneur? You have to make your brand as a strong recall brand. When somebody says homes, they should say Confident.
Right.
But they may not know which project. That they will go to website and check.
True.
So we spent 3%, approximately 3% of turnover into branding the corporate. So that I don't believe in putting a newspaper ad about the brand.
Yeah.
So we use these mediums where we subtly brand the group. And we say that we are much more than just real estate. We are you can't make a movie if you are not creative, right?
Exactly.
So we are saying creative company because we are into movies. We are a creative company. And where this whole thing comes to a circle is that we are zero debt. So we don't take the real estate money into movie because we take only the profits of the group to do this. So that's the reason that we do.
While you're talking about the brand, will you agree with this question? Is it the Confident Group brand that is creating wave in the market, or it's Dr. Roy brand that is creating a wave?
That is an excellent question again. Way back in 2006, when I started Confident Group, I had a lot of film stars. I am well connected to a lot of film stars because they are my close friends.
Okay.
Be it from Kannada and Malayalam, they had approached me and saying that, can we be your brand? Can we be part of you? Okay, because they're my friend circle. Yes. So then I realized that I am constructing this apartment and I have to deliver this apartment. So why not me be the face of the group?
True.
So it was logically done that Confident Group and my personal brand were totally branded together and brought up. Because I want to say, see, if I say that I do not want to use the group, my competitors, if I say competitor's name, you will not know the promoter. Right? If I say the promoter, you will not know the brand. Okay, I do not want to say, you will know that pretty well.
Agree.
If you take the top 10 real estate companies in Bangalore or in Kerala, you say the brand, you will not know who's the promoter.
Right.
If you say Confident, you will say Dr. Roy Confident.
Yes.
So it was consciously branded that way to make sure that this what to say, that you say this rub-off effect, right? The brand's
Right.
rub-off effect comes to me, and my credibility, my leadership rubs off to the brand. Okay, so that's what we have done, and
So my question was very apt then.
very apt. And I'll also tell you why I did also. When we launched Confident 2006, 2007,
Mhm.
Tiger Woods,
Golf.
the golfing, this thing, no, god of golfing,
Absolutely.
or the top golfer, he went through a personal problem,
Mhm.
and one of the brands which had him as the brand ambassador took a decision to recall all the branding that they have done
Okay.
in those days. Okay, if you Google, you'll find. I do not want to go into the details. Okay, so that is when I felt that if the brand needs a brand ambassador, the control of the brand ambassador should be with me.
Yeah. Agree
So
with
that
you.
what better thing than branding myself, right? So that's how that this got born.
This is stunning because I'm one of your regular keen follower of your social media. You have an excellent PR skills as well.
Thank you.
Where have you learned this, sir?
This is
You are a
something-
mechanical engineering student
Yeah.
getting into a different venture and you have a next level PR skills. I really want to know.
It is actually self-learned. See, I say that if you rest, you will rust. REST, RUST.
RUST.
Okay. So I'm abreast with my social media skills.
Mhm.
You will not believe that I do not have a social media team. I do not have a marketing team.
It's all done by you?
It's all done by me.
Wow.
And my videos are taken by, if I'm in Dubai, it's taken by my housekeeping boy.
Okay.
If it is in Bangalore, it's taken by my bodyguard.
Right.
So we do not have a specialized team. You know why? Then I lose the touch with the technology.
Okay.
Then I'll have a team. There was one social media interview, like you came from Kerala. So they were asking that, where is your team, sir? We want to interact. I am the team. I said, I'm the whole thing. They said, no. Other people have got 10 to 12 people.
Correct.
Great.
That's right.
They've given the password to somebody and somebody is operating.
Right.
This gentleman has lost the skill of technology. He does not know how to do what.
You don't want to miss on that.
No, I don't want to miss on that, because I was the first person one of the first person who implemented ERP in Hewlett Packard in the country. Okay. From that time to today, I'm always being abreast with technology.
Lovely.
And I like to communicate with people directly and raw. If you see, I don't make any professional videos. I make simple,
I know.
down to
Yes.
earth videos.
Very true.
And I like to show things around to people.
True.
Not that this thing, what to say, that what are the different things they would have not seen to show them, and also communicate on one-to-one basis. So that actually gives you a feel of groundedness, and the people feel that they are being shown something which is not they've seen before.
I believe you have already achieved, I assume, you already achieved what you wanted to assume. So still I ask you this question, what next in the list for Dr. Roy?
See, I'll say that achievement is a subjective topic.
It is.
Okay, yeah. I ask current youngsters, what do you want to be?
Mhm.
They say that Elon Musk or Bill Gates or this thing, somebody else of that range. Okay. So I say, no, sorry. Even today, I cannot think of reaching there, because success, we need to make smaller goals, succeed in that, and go to the next bigger goal. So I have got a totally a different way of approaching on the role models.
Mhm.
When I was nothing, I had kept a role model who was 5% better than me. And then I start looking at things, what they do correctly, what they do rightly, or what is that they do differently, what is the USP they have. Though I may not interact with them, I try to get to that and be in a very positive zone, not looking into a negative thing. I don't have jealousy in life. I say, what is that doing? Then you benchmark yourself, you overtake that person. Then fix your next role model, then fix your next role model. Keep fixing newer role model after achieving the previous. If I say I want to be Bill Gates of tomorrow, I will not even reach his gates. Okay, so I say that people to have realistic goals. You can have a master goal, keep it to yourself.
Right.
But that master goal cannot be achieved overnight.
Mhm.
Have smaller goals and keep working tirelessly to achieve that goal. Then you go to the next and the next and next. Okay, if you ask me on a content level, I'm 100% content with what I have. If death comes to me tomorrow, I'll go happily because there's no bucket list. I've completed all my bucket list, and I'm happy about it.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a 400 feet yacht? I don't have, but I have a Bugatti, for example, which I like. So I know what I need and I know what I want, and I'm content with that. So,
Lovely.
so success is an extremely what to say in a relative statement, and I would say that I want to do I want to follow the principles what I've been doing till date every day, and grow along with that principle.
Lovely.
Okay. For reaching Elon Musk, it is impossible. I know that it's impossible. I will not take an $100 billion loan and then run behind that dream. No, nobody will give me $100 billion. I know, but I can get a huge amount with my background. I know, but I don't want to do any of that. So I do not want to dilute the principles and do something saying that is not success to me. For me, success to me is a group, a company which can pay their employees salary on time, keep them happy. Do you know one thing, Professor, that during COVID, I did not terminate a single employee. I gave full salary, increment, and bonus. So that is my happiness.
Yes.
Saying that, and in recession, we don't downsize. In 22 years of my business, I have never downsized. My concept is very different. I'll say this. If the employee knew recession, if the employee knew boom, then he will be an entrepreneur. Because he does not want to get involved, he does not have knowledge, is working for you. So what sort of entrepreneur am I if I start removing them in recession? So the entrepreneur is like a big banyan tree. He has to protect all the people under them. On the rainy day, if the banyan tree doesn't protect people, or on a sunny day, then what is the point of being? So I feel a successful entrepreneur is somebody who knows his team and who stands by them in the bad times, and not the guy who removes them in a recession and says that I'm under recession, so you go. No, we have never done that, and we'll never do that.
Excellent. I think this is one of the most powerful points that you just mentioned a couple of minutes ago. I think my viewers have made a very strong note of it. We are ending in the fag end of the podcast. One final question. IRE happens to be, as I said, one of the flagship program of the GIBS Institute, which nurtures tomorrow's leaders, tomorrow's entrepreneurs. There are a lot of budding entrepreneurs watching you. Any quick suggestion and tips from your side, sir?
Simple 2-3 suggestions. Dream big, but be in reality. I repeat, be in reality. Set your smaller goals, achieve that. Don't dream to become Bill Gates or Elon Musk straight away. It's not possible. It is possible, but it's a very, very long way. So you get dejected when you keep such big goals. Have smaller goals, achieve, celebrate, enjoy, grow. That's the way you have to do. Financial management. Don't say that tomorrow when you start an organization, I got a financial controller, CFO, things like that. Get involved in every single money that you spend. You know something, if you spend 1 rupee, you will have to possibly do 100 rupee turnover to make that 1 rupee. Try to save that 1 rupee. There is an old saying, penny wise, pound foolish. That's a wrong statement. You should be penny wise, pound wise. Both have to be wise. So when you spend money, you think you have to work 100 times more to make that 1 rupee. So try to this thing. Second thing, in a personal life, I say that don't restrict your spending. Increase your income. Think ways and means how to increase your income. That's where I reached here. I don't compromise on my spending, but I don't do it on plastic card or on loans. I work harder to do it. So don't live a miser's life. I would say that when you have a spending, try to increase your income. And the biggest success thing is that working capital, I've told, for entrepreneurs, and financial management. Rest, I'm sure that Professor will tell you, and you do as per that.
Great. You know, the best part of meeting people like you or conducting such podcasts, no textbooks talks about this.
True. Right. They don't teach you.
They don't teach you. I mean, there's a big gap that exists between theory and practice.
They don't teach you. They got this thing, no? there's a good book which is a bestseller, that what they don't teach you in Harvard University. So I think that's the thing, right?
Absolutely.
There's a book by them.
Right.
So what we are telling you, okay, I'm an MBA graduate, but what I'm telling you is from a practical experience.
Right.
That's what I would like to say.
I mean, if I ask you, in what percentage of your MBA skills impacted on your business, I'm sure it's very limited.
Very limited.
It's all in your experience and exposure that you have.
Experienced exposures, yeah.
This is the beauty. I'm sure my viewers had a lot of takeaways from your incredible journey that I would say. On behalf of GIBS, we wish you all the best in all your future endeavors that's on its way.
Thank you.
And it was indeed a pleasure and honor to have hosted you. On behalf of all my viewers, extending my heartfelt thanks.
Thank you, Professor. Have a nice day. And I'm sure that you're motivating and you're germinating a lot of entrepreneurs. And I'm sure that the creed has to grow. And I always say that, see, a lot of people have told me that you talk about your secrets and things like that. I've got only one statement to them. If there was only one shop in Commercial Street, it would have never become a market.
Right.
When there are multiple shops, it becomes a market.
Yes.
Competition is always good.
Right.
It is always good. So with that, take care, and GIBS should become a global organization further.
With your wishes, for sure, sir.
Thank you.
Viewers, we are ending, I would say, one of the most beautiful podcasts that we had, because journey itself speaks about the volume, and I'm very sure that you had a great takeaways from this quick interaction. Well, if you haven't subscribed yet, please follow us on all the social media platforms, GIBS Business School and GIBS IRE Talks. Well, I have a personal request as well. Please do follow Dr. Roy in all the social media platforms. I mean, that's the biggest motivation for me to come here.
Okay, thank you.
I would say I'm one of the best followers of yours.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, please do follow him. I mean, that itself is an entrepreneurial textbook for you. Well, for now, this is Professor Guru Prasad signing off. Thank you for watching.